Why is the detection coverage important? Today with me here is Christoph Düggeli, our team lead in the incident triage and response team. And Chris, how do you see what is important when we are talking about detection coverage?
What we see currently is there are products which are deployed, that's fine, but there are still many blind spots where we don't have any log files, where we don't have any information what's going on, and subsequently we also do not have any detection configured. So there might be blind spots where an adversary or malicious activities might be going on without us giving the chance to detect it.
Okay. So in a summary, it's important that we know that we have the logs, but also what should we do with the logs? So having the right use cases and also knowing the risks, because first we should know the risk to build up the use case, and the use cases depend or then define what log sources we need, which at the end is then the detection coverage all combined together. But if you are talking about logs, where do you see it helpful to have more logs? So if a customer decides, hey, I mean, just taking a basic or a standard customer who has deployed the full XDR suite of Defender, for example, why would it be helpful, for example, if he ingests also proxy logs or firewall logs?
That's actually a very good question. It's not for the sake of collection, it's more during our investigation. Some other log sources might help us to confirm our hypothesis, for instance, to confirm malicious activities. Other log sources might also help us to enrich an investigation, to perform better analysis result in a bigger context.
Okay, so we see they help. They also help in different situations, I think. One is really the incident analysis where your team is working, but also in forensic, if you really have a big incident. So there are different types. And what we have seen now in the past few months is that a lot of customers are asking, but then it will start to be expensive at the end. What does this mean? We have also seen a big evolvement of Microsoft Sentinel, which we are using as a SIEM solution. Here we see we have now new log types available which we can use. So for example, for forensics, logs we just use very rarely. We can now use the auxiliary logs, which are very cheap. We can ingest there gigabytes of data every day, and it's not a problem for us to handle it. We even have a possibility to create like summary rules to have an extract still in our analytics logs, which can help for the detections. So we can still use also the big volume of logs for specific use cases there. So I think that's a very big innovation what we saw there in Sentinel. And also here we have to see how are we using that in our SOC. We see really that customers are going forward and are extending their detection coverage. And just what we are doing out of our SOC is we are helping customers to extend their coverage. Here is just a small list of products and vendors which we support, which can be ingested. At the end, every log file, every TCP stream could be ingested to Sentinel. But at the end, it's also important to have then the detections, as we said at the beginning. And there we maintain also a big repository of use cases which customers can just use. If you want to hear more about how we do this and how we can help you to extend your detection coverage and not just being an EDR or MDR provider, then register for a SOC talk, or you can also register you for a SOC visit.